She once sauntered across 60 screens in Diamonds and Defiance, star of the Carpetbaggers, bold and breathless. Now at 94, her silver hair frames a quiet grace. Hollywood's heat behind her, she pens memoirs in Madrid, reshaping her legacy beyond the limits of sex symbol roles. Like a silk scarf caught in the wind of time, Catherine Deneuve floats between eras, once the porcelain muse of the Umbrellas of Cherbourg, now 81 and formidable. With smoky eyes and tailored suits, she moved from ingenue to icon, still shaping French cinema from behind the lens. Her Anne of the Thousand Days crowned her a queen of historical drama. At 84, Genevieve Bujold keeps her crown in quiet corners, no longer chasing cameras but poems. Eschewing fame's glare, she embraced indie film and introspection, resisting the mold Hollywood once forced. Once the stormy beauty of the leopard, now a soft-spoken activist in Rome. Claudia Cardinali, 87, traded cinematic seduction for human rights work. Her voice, once dubbed, now speaks freely, pushing past the glamour to leave a legacy etched in justice, not just celluloid. Hair high, voice bright, Connie Stevens lit up Hawaiian Eye in the 60s. Now 86, she crafts skincare formulas and advocates for veterans, silver curls tucked beneath a sun hat. She turned teen idol status into business savvy, rewriting the rules for women aging on their own terms. Like a Bond film's final reel, Barbara Bach's arc unfolded with sleek allure and quiet power. The Spy Who Loved Me star, now 78, stepped away from the spotlight to battle addiction stigma and build recovery programs. Her gaze, once aimed at villains, now stares down silence. She broke hearts as Elaine in The Graduate, running from convention in a wedding dress. At 84, Catherine Ross lives far from scripts and sets, tending horses with husband Sam Elliott. She weathered the shifts from ingenue to near invisible, still writing, still choosing depth over spotlight. Once the woman who emerged from the sea in Dr. No, now 89 and living away from cameras, Ursula Andress redefined sensuality, and then walked away from it. Her golden hair turned silver, her gaze stayed fierce. She sidestepped aging under scrutiny, aging instead on her own script. She danced in sequins under studio lights, dazzling on The Dean Martin Show. Now 80, Joey Heatherton leads a quiet, private life, far from tabloid frenzy and Vegas glam. Her journey from bombshell to reclusive artist mirrors an era's rise and fall, with resilience at its core. Like an opera in twilight, Sophia Loren's presence deepens with each note. Once the smoldering soul of two women, now 90 and cloaked in elegance, she graces only rare red carpets. Never vanishing, just evolving, she chose family, reflection, and roles that echo beyond the screen. Before we continue these amazing celebrity transformations, here's a quick challenge for you. Can you subscribe to Then vs. Now Legends in the next 5 seconds? Smash that subscribe button and join us on this journey through time with your favorite stars. From Casino Royale charm to Italian cult classics, Barbara Boucher, now 83, once lit up screens with bold eyes and sharper wit. Today she mentors from behind the camera, her sleek blonde bob gone soft with time. She adapted when stardom shifted, reshaping fame on her own terms. She once traded barbs with Bond in Moonraker, poised in silk and suspicion. Now 77, Lois Chiles teaches acting in Texas classrooms, far from Hollywood's churn. Her arc spans fashion, tragedy, and quiet reinvention, proof that life beyond the credits can still carry applause. Funny Girl didn't just make Barbra Streisand a star, it gave voice to women who didn't fit the mold. Now 83, with a memoir museum-worthy archives and political clout, she's more than her voice. She reshaped celebrity into authorship, wielding legacy like a perfectly hit note. Once the flame-haired face of French rebellion, now 90 and rarely seen, Brigitte Bardot left cinema at its peak. Her tousled hair now pulled back, her focus turned to animal rights. She abandoned fame's grip decades ago, choosing conviction over applause, exile over excess. She once spun through Manhattan in miniskirts on That Girl, TV's proto-feminist icon. Now 87, Marlo Thomas supports St. Jude's, crafting impact behind the scenes. Her style softened, but her message sharpened. She turned sitcom sparkle into decades of advocacy and grace. Like a well-bound script, Sentaberger's story holds layers. Once a vision in the Quiller Memorandum, now 83 and thoughtful, with silver streak curls and a director's eye. As Hollywood typecast, she returned to Europe, crafting films that challenged, not just charmed. From Bond girl Shimmer in The Man with a Golden Gun to outspoken elder at 82, Britt Ekland transformed public gaze into personal control. Her blonde bombshell days behind her, she now critiques the very system that shaped her, turning survival into sharp self-reclamation. She won hearts and an Oscar, as Alice doesn't live here anymore. At 92, Ellen Burstyn still performs, her voice now textured like the roles she once chased. While the industry skewed younger, she leaned into age, proving that depth, not youth, sustains the soul of an actor. She once swam through the deep in slow-motion allure. Now 80, Jacqueline Bisset walks red carpets in quiet confidence. Her style, once all windswept hair and high glamour, is now tailored and sharp. She resisted Hollywood's flattening gaze, favoring scripts with soul over gloss. Like a prism, Meryl Streep reflects every shade of womanhood. Once the ingenue in Kramer vs. Kramer, now 75 with 3 Emmys, 3 Oscars, and a legacy of nuance. Her silver blonde bob and fearless roles mirror a career that grew deeper as the industry caught up with her. In Beaches and a World Apart, Barbara Hershey made complexity luminous. At 77, with dark waves now dusted in gray, she chooses indie roles and coastal solitude. Once labeled difficult for her depth, she outlasted the label, still crafting women who burn, break, and rise. Like a dream flickering on vintage tape, Alexandra Bastido, star of The Champions, left behind more than a face. Before her passing in 2014, she traded fame for animal rescue. Her blonde elegance turned earth-toned purpose. She exited the spotlight with quiet, chosen grace. Once Murphy Brown with a mic and a mission, now 78 and self-deprecating by design, Candice Bergen leans into laughter lines and memoirs. Her style, once crisply tailored, now leans relaxed, like her fame. She turned sharp wit into long-form legacy, always a step ahead. From child prodigy and Taxi Driver to directing prestige series in her 60s, Jodie Foster rewrote the playbook. Now 62, her cropped hair and minimalist cool echo a career built on intellect over flash. Hollywood chased trends, she chased truth, and won on her own terms. Once a blonde force in 60s comedies and Bond spoofs, Ilka Sommer now lives quietly at 84, brush in hand instead of script. Her bouffant hair is softened, her gaze more inward. She shifted from screen star to painter, choosing canvas over close-ups, and never looked back. In Heaven Can Wait, Diane Cannon stole scenes with comic chaos and flair. Now 88, she mentors young creatives and writes from her hillside home. Her curls are silver, but her energy still pops. She defied the ex-wife trope on screen and off, building a legacy of her own. Like a black and white photograph, Anouk Amy carries mystery in every line. At 92, the La Dolce Vita muse lives far from the flashbulbs, her style pared down but poised. Never loud in Hollywood, she lets silence do the talking, and her influence still lingers in its echo. She dazzled as Plenty O'Toole and Diamonds Are Forever, with windswept hair and a fearless smile. Now 79, Lana Wood has stepped from the spotlight into environmental activism. Her style, softened by time, reflects a purposeful shift, her legacy now rooted in passion beyond the screen. Like a jazz standard reinvented, Diane Keaton's presence remains fresh and unpredictable. At 79, with trademark hats replaced by silver strands, she blends directing, writing, and activism. Her evolution, from quirky ingenue to cultural trailblazer, defies Hollywood's narrow notes on aging. Once the ethereal lead of King Kong, Jessica Lange, now 76, exchanged glamour for grit. Her soft blonde hair turned salt and pepper. She embraced complex TV roles and art. Shunning youth spotlight, she's crafted a second act defined by depth, resilience, and fearless reinvention. Like a rare classic novel, Audrey Hepburn's chapters close but never end. Though she passed in 1993, her breakfast at Tiffany's elegance and humanitarian grace continue to inspire. Hair swept back, smile gentle, her legacy rewrote Hollywood's image of kindness and strength. Once the enigmatic star of The Night Porter, Charlotte Rampling at 79 wears silver like armor, her posture regal, voice steady. Moving between European art house and activism, she defied typecasting and ageism, choosing roles that challenge and unsettle, not comfort or conform. With a fierce gaze and foxy brown, Pam Grier defined blaxploitation cool. Now 76, her style blends timeless strength with modern activism. Off-screen, she fights for representation and justice, transforming from screen warrior to real-world heroine, still demanding attention on her own terms. From Gidget to Norma Ray, Sally Field shaped generations with grit and grace. Now 78, her silver hair and softer smiles reflect decades of reinvention. Beyond acting, she champions mental health, proving the courage that define her roles lives strong off-screen too. Like a phoenix in sequins, Cher rises and reinvents. At 79, her hair still defies gravity, her voice still commands. From the Sonny and Cher show to political activism, she spins legacy and reinvention into a dazzling tapestry, never confined, always evolving. Elizabeth Taylor's violet eyes once mesmerized silver screens and tabloid pages. Though she passed in 2011, her legend, fierce, unapologetic, remains vivid. Behind the diamonds and drama was a fierce advocate, redefining celebrity as passion and purpose beyond the glare. She appeared in haunting roles, eyes wide with vulnerability in Rosemary's Baby. Now 80, Mia Farrow channels her fierce compassion into activism, her silver hair framing a face marked by resilience. Hollywood's glare softened. She chose global justice over red carpets and scripts. Once the free-spirited voice of the mamas and the papas in Dillinger, Michelle Phillips at 81 embraces calm and clarity. Her long hair turned soft gray. She stepped back from limelight chaos, focusing on writing and mentoring, proving that reinvention is an artist's truest encore. Like a sun-drenched film still, Edwidge Fenech's vibrant presence lingers. At 76, the Giallo Queen traded Italian cult fame for television production and advocacy. Her style matured from bombshell glamour to refined purpose, an evolution as bold as her on-screen roles. Like a final curtain on a golden stage, Stella Stevens closed her chapter in 2023. Star of the Poseidon Adventure, she moved beyond Hollywood's glare to nurture art and friendship. Her legacy, a blend of sparkle and substance that endures beyond her last scene. She captivated audiences as Fiona in Thunderball, striking with fierce eyes and bold style. Now 86, Luciana Paluzzi balances life far from the cameras, her hair softened but gaze steady. Embracing quiet reinvention, she crafts a legacy that blends mystery with resilience. Once the radiant ginger on Gilligan's Island, Tina Louise, now 91, has traded sitcom sparkle for artistic pursuits. Her fiery red hair softened to elegant silver. She channels creativity into painting and theater, proving longevity is less about fame and more about evolving passion. Once a comedic spark in the Stepford Wives, Paula Prentice, now 87, exchanged bombshell roles for a quieter life. Her dark hair now soft with silver, she embraced family and occasional stage work, resisting Hollywood's ageist rush to fade, choosing depth and balance instead. Like a shadow in a Hitchcock frame, Janet Leigh's impact lingers beyond Psycho. Though she passed in 2004, her legacy, cool, luminous, complex, shapes Hollywood's dark corners. Her poised image endures, proof that iconic moments transcend time and mortality. Once the face of swinging London, Jean Shrimpton's gaze defined 60s fashion. Now 82, she lives quietly, her blonde hair softened and style understated. Moving from supermodel to artist and muse, she remains a symbol of reinvention beyond fleeting trends. From the apartment to spiritual seeker, Shirley MacLaine's journey spans decades and dimensions. Now 91, her silver hair and vibrant wit reflect a life lived boldly, embracing roles, beliefs, and activism that challenge Hollywood's norms and define her own path. Like a classic stage script, Vanessa Redgrave's career unfolds with layers of passion and protest. At 88, her sharp gaze and elegant poise remain, while she continues to champion human rights. She transformed the actress's role from icon to activist, wielding art as activism. Once the feline Catwoman prowling Batman's streets, Julie Newmar at 91 embraces serenity and sculpting over spotlight glare. Her radiant presence softened but never dimmed. She redefined longevity, trading capes for creativity, crafting art beyond television's frame. Honor Blackman's legacy is like a finely tailored suit, sharp, commanding, unforgettable. The Goldfinger and the Avengers star passed in 2020, leaving a trail of iconic roles and feminist poise. Her strength still resonates, a blueprint for women who lead on their own terms. Once the voice behind these boots are made for walk-in, Nancy Sinatra, now 84, shifted from pop icon to cultural curator. Her style softened from mod to classic, reflecting a life that embraces reinvention and legacy, far beyond the stage lights that first made her famous. She embodied in Frank's innocence and resilience on screen, a role never forgotten. At 86, Millie Perkins lives quietly, her style understated, her impact lasting. Trading Hollywood hustle for private pursuits, she chose a different kind of spotlight, one of thoughtful reflection. Like a silver statue in La Dolce Vita, Anita Ekberg's presence was cinematic poetry. She passed in 2015, leaving behind glamour and mystique. Her voluminous blonde hair and bold style remain etched in film history, an enduring symbol of allure that transcended time. Once the haunting blonde in The Birds, Tippi Hedren, now 95, exchanged Hollywood suspense for wildlife preservation. Her posture softened, silver curls framing a fierce commitment to animal rescue. She turned a career marked by tension into one defined by compassion and courage. She charmed audiences as Mary in The Donna Reed Show and on Coach. Now 82, Shelley Fabre's style has evolved from sitcom sparkle to classic ease. Choosing family and advocacy over constant limelight, she crafts a life rich in quiet accomplishment and steady grace. Verna Lisi's presence was like a rare gem gleaming quietly in Italian cinema's crown. She passed in 2014, leaving behind roles that balanced elegance and strength. Her dark hair and confident gaze remain immortalized, a testament to timeless grace beyond Hollywood's glare. Once a groundbreaking star in the world of Susie Wong, Nancy Kwan at 85 has softened her iconic look to silver and wisdom. She moved from Hollywood to cultural ambassador, embracing heritage and art, reshaping the roles available to Asian women and broadening the narrative. As Marilyn Munster in The Munsters, Pat Priest brought whimsy and charm. Now 83, she lives away from the TV glow, her style matured and relaxed. Trading character hijinks for family focus, she quietly rewrites the script on life after sitcom stardom. Once a daytime staple on Days of Our Lives, Susan Seaforth Hayes, now 82, carries silver-streaked hair and decades of storytelling in her gaze. She transitioned from soap star to advocate, choosing a quieter life filled with family, art, and resilience beyond the daytime spotlight. Peggy Lipton's glow, soft and elusive like Twilight, defined the Mod Squad. Though she passed in 2019, her legacy ripples through music, acting, and activism. Her dark hair and soulful eyes inspire generations, embodying a blend of mystery, strength, and transformation. Once the youthful face on Make Room for Daddy, Sherry Jackson at 83 embraces a quieter, artful life. Her style evolved from girl-next-door charm to sophisticated calm, choosing creative expression and family over relentless fame, carving her own path through Hollywood's shifting tides. Once a dynamic presence in 60s thrillers and TV dramas, Marlon Mason, now 84, traded her sharp roles for life as a writer and producer. Her hair softened from dramatic dark to gentle silver, reflecting a shift from on-screen tension to creative freedom and personal reinvention. June Lockhart's career spans generations like a family album, each role a cherished snapshot. At 99, the lassie in Lost in Space star's silver hair and graceful poise mirror a lifetime of evolving storytelling, her influence quietly woven into the fabric of TV history. Known for her unforgettable role in Star Trek, Arlene Martell passed in 2019, leaving behind a legacy of nuanced performances. Her dark hair and intense gaze marked her era, but her true strength was navigating Hollywood's typecasting with grace and quiet resolve. As Judy Robinson on Lost in Space, Marta Kristen captured hope and determination. Now 80, her hair silvered and style softened, she steps away from sci-fi to advocacy and personal growth. Her journey reflects resilience, choosing impact beyond the screen's futuristic glare. Once the cheerful Brigida on The Sound of Music, Angela Cartwright, now 71, balances nostalgia with fresh creativity. Her look evolved from youthful brightness to mature elegance as she shifted focus to photography and family, embracing life's evolving roles with thoughtful grace. Then versus Now Legends is feeling a bit lonely. 99% of you haven't subscribed yet. Show us some love and hit that subscribe button so we can keep bringing you the jaw-dropping journeys of your favorite stars. And if you're as fascinated by then and now glow-ups as we are, check out our previous videos. Trust us, they're totally worth your time and ours too.